Today we're going to talk about the small form factor case from NZXT. This is the H1. It comes in two varieties. You have the black version and you have the white version over here. Now this is not an ordinary small form factor case. This one is equipped with 650 watts, 80 plus gold, fully modular power supply. It has a 140 AIO already pre-installed. Cables are pre-routed and you get the PCI Gen 3 riser. Now altogether value just for those components is $250 plus, and we didn't even get to the case. Now the case has three ways of airflow. You have a side intake and one outtake, and you have a front tinted tempered glass. The whole material basically is SGCC steel and the inside plastic. The volume of the case is 13.6 liters and the full dimensions of the case are 187 times 387.7 times 187.6. On front, basically on top, you have USB 3.2 generation 2 type C, USB 3.2 generation 1 type A, and you have a 3.5mm 4-pole audio jack on top for your headset. Now the interior is quite interesting because the interior is already well prepared for placing just the main components that you need. You have two 2.5-inch brackets for your SSD or, if you wish, hard drives. And when it comes to clearance, for the GPU you have 305mm times 128 and you have 265 times 145. So there's a difference, but we'll get to that part later on. When it comes to warranty, the case, AIO and the riser cable have 3-year warranty, while the power supply has 10-year warranty. Now since we mentioned all the main features of the case, let me show you how it's actually really easy to take it apart. Now here you just need to pull, here we go. Then you can see the power supply, you can see all the cables right here, but then you do need to access it a bit more. So let's check out the front tempered glass. It's fairly easy, the same way as you removed the back side. You just pop it out, and that's basically the same way you remove the back side, you remove the tempered glass as well. So just a little bit more force to it. Now this is the most interesting part without a doubt. You just slide the whole chassis up and this is basically it. There's nothing else to it. You have on both sides dust filters which are magnetic and you can easily just pop them out and clean them out. Accessing the interior of the case, this is how you do it. At the back side where the power supply is, you have two screws, basically the only two screws that you need to remove to access everything. You have the arrows. Actually everything is written here nicely, so you don't have to brainstorm too much. So you just remove the one screw and the other one right next to it, well basically on the other side. After removing the second screw, you just pop out the, this is the part where you remove the AIO, and you just have to be careful for the pipes, and this is it, guys. I mean, the pipes are out, the AIO is out, and you can mount your motherboard. On the other side you can mount your graphic card and reroute the cables. And when you open the chassis, you do get an accessory box which is kind of huge, but it does make sense. So you get the power cord, you get zip ties, you get a special 3.5mm jack that splits into two 3.5mm jacks separately for your microphone and for your headset. You get cables for your front connections, so for the HDD LED, for your power button and stuff like that. You get the instruction manual, which really does explain a lot, and you get the brackets for your pump, so you can mount the block on your CPU, on your motherboard, for AM4 and for Intel Core with locking nuts and everything. Now it's time for testing. Apart from the other SFF builds that I did, we're going to step up a notch and going to use Intel Core i9-9900KF, and let's make it interesting. Let's see how the 140mm radiator can cool in this kind of case. We're going to put the RTX 2060 from MSI as well. So I'm really curious how the airflow does, how the full load on the processor, and of course gaming and everything. First things first, I do need to mention that, yeah, the PC is turned on and you can't hear it. When it's in idle state, NZXT H1 is completely silent. I can actually hear the other PC over there louder than basically I can't hear this one at all. And the thing is, it has 4 fans altogether. So you have the 140mm from your AIO, you have one smaller from the PSU, and you have 2 fans on your graphic card which don't spin until a certain load. Now, stress testing this CPU on 100% for at least 30 minutes, half an hour, we got some astonishing results. Now, the temperature didn't pass 65, and taking into consideration that I was just checking out, and where is the intake? You don't have some fans blowing inside. This is definitely incredible. I would say definitely incredible. And then I tested the GPU on 100% playing PUBG on ultra settings, which achieved temperatures average 70 degrees. And basically taking both into consideration that you don't have any fans as chimney effect for outtake, you don't have any fans for intake, just basic 140 on the radiator, 1 small on the power supply, and 2 on graphic card. These temperatures are incredible, and I'm not saying this because any reason. I'm saying this because I tested loads of mini ITX cases, small form factor cases, and I have to say that this case is really impressive. Now, taking into consideration everything I said so far about the NZXT H1, I would give it a Hall of Fame badge. But since there are a couple of things that are still needed to be adjusted, there are small slight things that I found a bit strange. Nothing in particular, but because of that I'm giving a premium badge for the NZXT H1 case, just because it's really, it has performance, it has great cooling, it's very easy to assemble, and the only thing missing is something here in front to make some visuals. But all in all, I'm really satisfied with the case, just because, as I said, you have performance, you have cooling, you already have pre-installed AIO, you have the riser cable, you have the power supply which is fully modular gold, and you have pre-routed cables. The only thing that you do need to work on is plugging everything in from the bottom side to your motherboard, to your graphic card, but they did manage it very nicely with an opening at the back, so the cables are practically pre-routed. You don't have to adjust them on your table or something like that, but you do need to lean forward your case, attach all the cables, and that's basically the only thing that actually that can't be changed, because it would change the whole construction of the case. So yeah, premium badge for the NZXT H1. Guys, if you're really looking for something slick, performance, cooling, and you still don't want a big case, 13.6 liter case NZXT H1 is definitely my pick from all the small form factor cases. So guys, yeah, that's all there is to it, and I'll see you in another one. Also, if you want to check out how you can place a build inside the NZXT H1, you can check out my time-lapse video of it where I do all of that. Thank you, and see you in another one. Bye bye.